Hello, my name's Mark Troyer and I work in the Solutions Consulting team here at LastPass. Welcome to this demonstration of LastPass Business. During this short session, we'll show you how LastPass Business works from an end-user perspective, focusing on how it improves digital productivity and greatly reduces IT security risk. In this case, we'll look at an executive named Anna and show how she benefits from LastPass Business. Anna is a vice president of marketing and she's a classic hybrid worker, spending her time both at the office and at work. Anna is part of Generation X and is very tech savvy. She's rather event driven and always on the go. Anna always has her iPhone by her side, which allows her to be responsive to all of the incoming messages, emails, social media, and conference calls throughout the day. Anna has the challenge of having to memorize username and password credentials to 64 of the 79 services that she uses on a monthly basis for both her business and personal use. This poses challenges to her digital productivity and her IT security risk profile. Her company uses a single sign-on entry point for all of the company applications. There are around 16 of them. These range from the Microsoft Office stack to finance, HR, and other corporate applications. Fortunately, she only has to remember one single username and password for all 16 of these services. There are also lots of other business applications which are not in this collection. These are either too niche or simply used by only a very limited number of employees. We call these shadow IT applications. For example, there's a Dropbox service used by your team to manage all of the digital video and image assets. Anna also uses the Slido service for online polls and event quizzes. Additionally, Anna's marketing team has 5 shared social media accounts. Anna must remember the credentials for all 10 of these shadow IT apps. Of course, Anna also has 53 personal online accounts, which she accesses throughout the day, many of which are shared with her family, such as Netflix and the local food delivery services. Collectively, Anna has 64 credentials that she accesses on a regular basis that provide access to her corporate, shadow IT, and personal services. Her strategy to manage all of this is to have 4 passwords that she reuses between all of her accounts. This current method of managing her digital life is very insecure and results in constant password resets and lost productivity time. It often frustrates her. Over the next few minutes, we will demonstrate how Anna can stay secure and productive while on the move using her smartphone and LastPass Business. We will show you how she is able to access all of her digital resources from her iPhone securely and efficiently. This demonstration will consist of 3 parts. First, we'll show how Anna logs into LastPass Business. In this case, LastPass is federated to her organization's ID provider. In the second part of this demonstration, we will log into 2 applications, a native iOS app and a web application. Be sure to notice that Anna never has to remember or type in her credentials into any of these apps. Finally, we will show how Anna can create a new account and secure credential on a website with LastPass Business on her iPhone. Be sure to notice how the credential is saved in her LastPass vault. Let's go ahead and get started. Imagine that this is Anna's iPhone. It's actually my iPad, but the behavior will be exactly the same and it displays for demonstrations quite well. Let's start off by bringing up the LastPass app and logging into our LastPass Business account. In this case, our account is federated on the Okta ID provider, but it could also be Azure AD, Google Workspace, or many other ID providers. Once we enter in our company email address, the password field will disappear and we will be prompted with our ID provider webpage to log in. Let's go ahead and sign in now. It should be noted that this will be the only time where we have to sign in with credentials. As we can see, we are now looking at the secure LastPass Business Vault, and we can see several items in our demonstration environment. This includes our Dropbox as well as our Slido credentials. These are the same items that would be presented to us if we were in our vault on a Windows PC or a Mac. Now let's show the autofill capabilities of LastPass for Apple iOS and web pages through the Safari browser. In this case, we'll start up the Dropbox iOS application. Again, if you're not familiar with Dropbox, it's a common application used by creative types to store lots of content. Once we place focus on the email field in the Dropbox iOS app, we will be prompted to use our credentials from our LastPass vault. The email address and password will be autofilled, and we will be signed into the Dropbox iOS application securely and efficiently. Now Anna can review the photography from the latest campaign. Let's go into the Safari browser now and log into the Slido service. Again, if you're not familiar with Slido, it's a common service used during events to poll and ask questions to an audience. Once we see the page, we can see that LastPass has already autofilled the email address. We can continue, and LastPass will now autofill the password for the Slido service. And also now we can simply log in. So we have demonstrated how easy it is to sign into both iOS apps and website services with the Safari browser and LastPass. Again, we never had to type in or remember our credentials. In a sense, a passwordless experience is here today with LastPass Business. What about the creation of random passwords and saving credential items? Well, this is actually the third part of our demonstration. Let's suppose that Anna would like to purchase a drone for some aerial photography from DJI.com, but she does not yet have an account. Let's create a new account with a random password and save it into our vault. So here we are at the registration page for DJI.com in the Safari browser. We will first fill in our email address. Once this is completed, LastPass will prompt us for a random password. Note that we can now cycle through several potential passwords and even increase the password length and complexity if desired. We will simply click on the desired password and see that both password fields are now completed. We will also tick a few extra required boxes. And now we can submit our registration, which was successful. LastPass will then immediately prompt us to save these newly created credentials into our vault. With this done, we can now automatically log into the DJI.com website through our LastPass vault with any device. We can also see that this password credential item is in our secure vault for future use. Well, that brings us to the end of this short demonstration on the end user experience using the Apple iOS LastPass app and LastPass Business. In this short demonstration, we showed you how an on-the-go executive like Anna can easily and securely navigate to her 79 applications and services that she accesses on a regular basis, only having to remember a single password. Finally, we created a random password on a website page and saved the credentials securely in our LastPass vault. So that is a short demonstration on the LastPass Business end user experience. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you in another micro demonstration video.